On the windswept heights of Dartmoor stands an ancient granite stone, worn smooth by centuries of use. Local farmers call it the Coffin Stone, and for good reason. For over 1,000 years, funeral processions have stopped here, resting their heavy burden on this weathered granite before continuing their solemn journey across the moors. But some say the stone remembers every soul that has passed, and that on certain nights, those processions never truly ended. The Coffin Stone sits on the ancient route between the remote moorland villages and the consecrated burial grounds of the lowlands. Before roads carved their way across Dartmoor, the dead had to be carried by hand across miles of treacherous terrain. A coffin, even a simple wooden one, becomes impossibly heavy after the first mile. Add to that the unforgiving moorland paths, the unpredictable weather, and the very real danger of becoming lost in the mist, and you begin to understand why the bearers needed to rest. The stone became a sacred waypoint. Here, mourners would set down their burden, catch their breath, and steel themselves for the journey ahead. Some say prayers were offered here. Others claim the stone was blessed by ancient druids long before Christianity reached these moors. But as the centuries passed, something strange began to happen. People started reporting funeral processions that seemed wrong. Local shepherds began to speak in hushed tones of funeral processions they'd glimpsed through the mist. Processions that moved with an otherworldly silence. No footsteps on the granite. No whispered prayers. No weeping. Just the steady, inexorable movement of figures in burial shrouds, carrying coffins that seemed to float rather than rest on human shoulders. These phantom mourners always followed the same route to the Coffin Stone. They would set down their ethereal burden with the same reverence as the living had done for centuries. But here's where the accounts become truly chilling. The ghostly bearers would simply fade away, leaving behind only an empty stone and the lingering sense that something profound and sorrowful had just passed through the world of the living. The stories didn't end with the coming of modern roads and motor hearses. Even today, hikers and photographers report strange encounters near the Coffin Stone. A young couple camping nearby in 2019 described being woken by the sound of many footsteps passing their tent. When they looked out, they saw nothing but mist and the ancient stone silhouetted against the night sky. A photographer attempting to capture the dawn light on the stone in 2021 reviewed his images later to find ghostly figures barely visible in the background of several shots. Figures that definitely weren't there when he pressed the shutter. The most unsettling account comes from a local guide who brings tourists to the stone. She claims that on particularly misty days, visitors sometimes count more people in their group photo than were actually standing there when the picture was taken. Perhaps what makes the Coffin Stone so compelling isn't the mystery of who these phantom mourners might be, but what they represent. For over a millennium, this weathered granite has witnessed humanity's most profound ritual, the final journey of the dead to their resting place. It has absorbed centuries of grief, love, and remembrance. Is it any wonder that such a place might retain an echo of all those who passed this way? That the stone itself might have become a kind of memorial, not just to individuals, but to the very human need to honor our dead? The Coffin Stone stands as it always has, patient, enduring, ready to bear the weight of one more journey, one more goodbye. Some burdens, it seems, are too sacred to ever truly set down. What legends do you carry with you? What mysteries have shaped the places you call home? If you've enjoyed exploring the dark corners of British folklore with me, subscribe to Sleepwalkers Hollow for more tales that blur the line between history and mystery. And remember, the next time you find yourself alone on a quiet country road, pay attention to the shadows. You never know what stories they might be waiting to tell. Until next time, keep wondering, keep questioning, and keep the legends alive.